All right, we're gonna get back started. We'll go around for those online and reintroduce everyone just for everyone's benefit. We've got Austin Callaman here, the general manager of the Board of Public Works, Robin Davis, the assistant general manager. Johnny Stant is with Teal Construction, the general contractor. I'm with George Miles and Bure, the design engineer, as well as the construction administration engineers. Vince Luciani is going to be the senior project manager for the job. Charlie O'Donnell is the project director. And then Dwayne Hoffman is the most important of the four of us, and he's going to be your day-to-day representative. He'll handle all your questions, any sort of access issues to your homes, driveway blockages. If you have an appointment and need to make sure you can get to and from your house, that's your guy. His email is on like the last page or second to last page, as well as his phone number.
And we posted this presentation online, so if you need to go in there and do that, or you can write his information down. I didn't know if you brought cards or not to hand out, like your business card. You can do that as well. And then throughout the presentation, we're going to take pauses so that Jonathan can translate this, so that anybody that's online who may need this in Spanish can listen to it. And this is going to be recorded, so you can always go back to it. So,
Jonathan, you want to shoot all that through?
Podemos hablar sobre el tema de impacto de la sobre el sistema de agua potable y alcantarillado. Hoy vamos a estar presentando a Tess de la obra de ingeniería. Vamos a presentar a John Stan de Teal Construction. Vamos a presentar a todos los ingenieros. Hoy tenemos aquí presente al presidente de la obra pública, a Austin Callaman, y al asistente de Robert Lewes. Y aquí tenemos todos los gerentes y responsables de la obra pública.
Thank you.
All right, last thing on this slide, contract time is 630 days. And that is from the notice to proceed. So that'll be a little bit before they're actually out there working. So the working time won't necessarily be 630 days, but that is the contract time. Sharon?
El tiempo estimado de la obra será de 50 días.
All right, so the objectives of the project are, I think you got a lot of you know pretty well, but I'm going to go through them. Replacement of the existing water mains with new PVC water mains, installation of new services to each home, as well as connecting into each home. Installation of new PVC gravity sanitary sewer mains within the community, installation of new sanitary sewer laterals to each home, as well as the connection into your homes. Abandonment of the existing water and sewer systems, and then rebuilding all of the roads within the community.
Del proyecto es el siguiente: cada tubería principal del agua existente, una nueva tubería principal de agua de PVC desde el municipio, instalar nuevos servicios de agua a cada vivienda y conexión de servicios de agua a cada vivienda, instalar una nueva red de calidad de alcantarillas sanitarias de organización, instalar nuevos laterales de alcantarillas sanitarias a cada vivienda y conexión de los laterales de cada vivienda, abandonar el sistema de séptico y agua sanitarias y reconstruir todas las carreteras interiores.
All right, so as I said, the project duration is 630 days, and that'll give us about a mid-February construction start when you guys are really going to see activity out there. And then the job will finish 2 Novembers after that, mid-November 2024. And the other thing here with the schedule, so after we start construction, we will have monthly progress meetings. A lot of the progress meetings are kind of procedural contract going on. You all are welcome to attend. Once we set them, Dwayne will probably be the best way to get the information on when they are. Austin, I know you got a lot of contact information for residents.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is what we'll do is once we select the progress meeting date within a month, we usually just have it reoccurring. So if it's like the fourth Tuesday of the month, it'd just be the fourth Tuesday every single month, unless something drastic happens or there's a holiday. The other thing, just to go back on this, so the tentative start date of February 23, there's some, we have to order the material, or Johnny has to order the material. You may start seeing vehicles start to arrive, equipment start to arrive, dewatering may start because the sewer main's so deep. So similar to what you saw when the Savannah Road sewer extension project was happening on Donovan's Road, you may see something very similar where the dewatering pumps will be out there. They'll start dewatering because the sewer coming in at Central Avenue, it's just going to be a continuation of what they did as part of that other project as well. So just FYI.
Yep. And then the other thing, so if you have problems during the job, you can bring them up at progress meetings, but really the time to take care of any problems is when they happen and taking them right to Dwayne. I don't sit on something for a month because there's a meeting. Get it to Dwayne and we'll get everything taken care of as soon as we can.
El horario anticipado del proyecto es el siguiente: serán 630 días calendarios, con planes de comenzar a estudiar el febrero de 2023 y comienzan a completar el proyecto a finales de noviembre de 2024. Habrá reuniones cada mes sobre la hora de ejecución, será anunciada una conjuntura y si habrá varios cambios en el comienzo antes de febrero, habrá una montaña. Habrá mucho equipo, por favor, todo eso.
So one more thing before I get to this slide, Dwayne's going to be out there, not next week, but probably the week after, and he's going to start taking pictures and videos of the pre-construction condition of everything. And so you'll probably see him. He'll have his vest on, and it'll be a good time to introduce yourself if you want to.
And this is related. So when the construction starts, we have a benchmark for what it looked like prior. So if there's any sort of like, if you guys, if there was something there previous and it wasn't put back, it allows us to go back and kind of identify what it looks like previous.
It's not the one that I think I would want to focus on the one that I'm going to
So this is a sequence of construction. It's the same order that was on the 2 slides ago, but we'll just go through it. So the first thing that's going to happen, and this is the plan now. Construction is always subject to change, how things are going to get built. But this is the plan right now. And as we go and have a pre-construction meeting and progress meetings, the schedule will be updated and that'll be available to you guys. And Dwayne will also stay ahead of the work. So if they're going to be working in front of your house, he'll say, hey, next week or 2 weeks from now, this is when I'm going to be in front of your house to do the work. But here's how, this is the order of what the job's going to be. So sewer is going to go in first, and they're going to start from the lowest point, which is at the entrance of the community.
Central Avenue.
Yeah. Entrance to Central, and then entrance of Cooper Circle as well. Water main installation. And then after the sewer and water go in, which will be the majority of the project, that's the longest part of the project. The sewer and water services will be connected to your home. So even though that's number 3 on this list here, that won't be like 12 months in. That'll probably be, I don't want to guess at when it'll be, but it'll be later in the project because the abandonment of the existing water and sewer and then the road rebuilding are pretty quick items to happen. And then after we abandon the existing utilities, build the roads, Teal will go through and restore everything to at least to the original condition.
Se comenzará con el drenaje y después su agua como siempre, van a llenar los sépticos del sistema con arena y después van a arreglar la carretera, pero como todo el proyecto de construcción siempre habrá cambios, pero va a ser más intenso de los
All right, so there is a staging area within the community, at the back of Fairview Circle. There's, I'm sure you all know better than me, big, pretty open area. And that's where the contractor is going to store their equipment. And if you have something there currently, we're going to do our best to work around what's there. At the end of the project, it'll be put back how it is now. So.
Cerca del Fairview Circle, hay dos cargas más cerca de todo, el llano, si es espacio, que va a poder todo, durante
All right, so a little more information about the installation of the sewer. So what is out there now? You guys are pretty familiar with what currently sits there, but there's a lot of holding tanks, small diameter sewer and clay pipe that's buried pretty shallow. All of that's prone to breaking and cracking. We're going to go in with large diameter PVC pipe that's buried at the proper depth. And that'll, all the sewer will go to the treatment plant in town now. It'll go into the manholes that were put in as part of the Donovan's Road project that you all are very familiar with, putting up with that for the past few months. And another big point about the sewer is it's going to require dewatering, which you all saw a lot of that as well. That's the big pipe that runs along the trench with all the pipes that stick up like that and go to the pump. All right, so this is a picture from the Donovan's Road project that we just did. This is going to be about the deepest they'll be in the community. As they go towards the back, the work's going to get shallower and shallower as you go further back. Teal doesn't think they're going to need to dewater for the whole project. That could change depending on what they encounter. But as you get towards the back, the dewatering system might not need to go back there. So that'll be a little less disturbance in that sense. But this is what a typical sewer installation trench is going to look like. They'll have a trench box. That's this steel part here. And then they basically dig through that. So the walls don't cave in on the guys while they're down in the trench. They put the pipe in and they close up behind them and keep moving forward. All right, Sharon. All right, this is another picture of the dewatering in the trench. The dewatering system itself isn't super like in the way. If it crosses your driveway, the contractor's either going to bury the pipe in front of your driveway or build a small ramp over top of the pipe, and you'll be able to still park in your driveway. That'll all be won't really be a big impact on you. The bigger impact's going to be, of course, when the trench actually comes through, and then that'll just be day to day, and Dwayne will handle that with you. And then that's the pump similar to what they'll be using. And that's kind of what it looks like when they trench the pipe across. It's shallow trench, they put stone in it, and then you can drive right over it like it's not even there.
Donde más de la mayoría de sectores puede tratar de actividad sí es una oportunidad extrema de decir que podemos hacer.
And then at the end of the day, the contractor is going to restore the trench. They'll be putting crushed stone or crushed concrete in the trench and bringing it up pretty about level to where they cut down into the road. And then they'll be maintaining the trench throughout the job. They'll, you know, if a pothole develops, they'll come put some more stone in it and drag it flat.
Más de lo del proyecto, si lo van a arreglar, y si pasa algo, ellos sí lo van a arreglar.
So the traffic control during construction, where there's two-way roads, which isn't a lot of inside of the community, they'll have a lane closure and you'll still be able to get around that way. Out on Donovan's Road, when they install the water main, there'll be a lane closure. But the impact's not going to be as bad as it was for when they put the sewer in Donovan's Road. The water main doesn't go in nearly as deep. Only,
The water main's gonna come down.
yes. So, yeah, so we put the sewer in the, I'll call it the north lane. You'll know where the sewer went. Yep. The water will be in the other lane. That construction will go much quicker than the sewer went in.
It's not 20 feet deep, 16 feet deep. It's very shallow.
It's 4 or 5 feet deep. Yep. So Donovan's Road will be just a lane closure. And then inside the community, on all the one-way roads, there'll be, I'm gonna call them moving closures. So they'll set up barricades or some sort of traffic control. If Grandview's closed, they'll close each end and they'll be able to let people through. So there might be cases where you've got to go the wrong way down the one ways during construction. Vince, so you're all right then when you go through there and drive the wrong way. Yep. Access to your houses though, even though the roads are closed, we're gonna, you know, we'll get you to your house. Emergency services will be able to get in. None of that should be a major concern.
Dewatering.
Yeah.
Where will the big pipe feed and discharge? Last time, when they worked on Donovan, it was like right behind my house and the water was getting like this deep in the grass. And I'm afraid it's gonna be over summer, we're gonna have mosquitoes like that. 2 summers. 2 summers, yeah.
So
I can answer that. We won't be dewatering the whole time. So when you're dewatering, you're only dewatering the area that you're digging and then getting ready to dig. So it's not like we'll be dewatering the whole area.
Like the whole.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it's a very good example.
they're gonna be doing it a little differently than was done out there. Yes.
That was nice. It didn't affect me as much as it did the other people further down, because we're like the first one home when you come in the park on the left-hand side. But it was right behind us and it affected a lot of the people down F-row. But I know I went back to check and the water was really deep.
There will be water.
Well, I
Yeah.
There's gotta be.
Right. We will be taking water out of the ground so we can dig. But it won't be as long as you think. It's not gonna be 630 calendar days of dewatering, right? I'm only dewatering when we're digging where it's that deep. You're welcome.
Yeah. Hold on. John, do you want to try to get all that real quick and then I'll take another question? Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
Oh, I think it might be. It's at the end. Yeah.
So, and they're only gonna be dewatering during the sewer installation and only at the deeper parts is our hope. So water installation won't be dewatering, all the services, they won't be dewatering.
Okay,
You can, like,
my place is on the corner of where the path is, the bike path, and Donovan Road. And that when they were doing the manhole, I had to remove my fence. Can somebody else take care of removing the fence and putting it back?
Don't think.
To the extent that we need to do that for the water main installation, yeah, Teal will.
Yeah.
Take it out, store it, and then put it back.
Okay. It's just, I'm too old for this nonsense and for me to do.
Oh,
Yeah. If something needs to be removed and replaced, the contractor will handle that. You'll,
Because the other
Yeah.
contractor-
Remember that one?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I know.
You do.
Well, I had one of the guys from the contest. He ended up putting it back together.
I think Chad was.
the Chad, was it Chad?
I think Chad was too. I think Chad.
Chad helped a lot. But he had one of the younger, Hispanic, I don't know.
Okay.
Really nice guy. But it's piece by piece, because it's a big offense, it's fell apart.
All right, so that was the sewer. The trench restoration is the same for the water, traffic control, that's all the same for the water. But the water portion of the project is gonna put about 6,000 feet of new water main in the ground. And I think it's something like 10,000 feet of water services to all the homes. And so the existing main that is fed by the two wells is gonna be abandoned in place. And when I say abandoned in place, basically it'll be cut where it is currently. Caps will be put on the pipe, it'll be left in the ground. If it ever gets encountered in the future, it can just be ripped up and taken away there.
Prácticamente lo que van a hacer es no van a poner mis capas y lo van a dar a la izquierda, pero sin ahora no tiene que remover.
So this is a picture of a typical water main install. You can see it's much shallower. You don't need the trench box in there to protect the walls because it's shallow. Go through, put this in. And then, so the installation of the sewer laterals and clean outs, each lot in the community will get its own sewer connection. So they're not branching off like two homes on one connection. Every single home will get its own connection. Sewer clean outs will be installed at every lateral that comes off the main. And then there will be additional clean outs on each lot, just depending on the geometry of how we had to design where the lateral goes to on the home. So if we had to put a couple bends in the lateral to your home, there might be an extra clean out, which will be a 4-inch pipe sticking up about a foot above grade. And then when Teal connects to each home, there's going to be a brief loss of service. You're not going to be able to run your sinks, flush your toilet when they're actually there connecting into the new service. And that'll be the same with the water. Should be brief. hour, 2 hours for water, 2 hours for sewer. But it won't be more than a day. You'll be back up and running. So every home's gonna be different. A lot of them are gonna be pretty quick. Some homes are not gonna be quick. It's just the nature of construction. They're gonna run into different situations at each home.
And Dwayne will coordinate that with you.
Yep.
So you'll know the day or you'll know days before you walk in, the
Yep.
day before or days before that, we're gonna coordinate it. If there's something that's going on that day, we'll work around that. And you'll have like for example, when Josh says Teal will be doing that, you'll actually have, because Harry's doing those,
Mhm.
right? So Harry Caswell is actually working as a subcontractor underneath Teal. So Harry Caswell will be making those connections.
Do we have to be home when you're at our house?
You don't have to be, but if you want to, you're more than welcome to be. Shouldn't have to, no. And Dwayne will coordinate with you to be sure that, if you're going for 2 weeks or however long, he'll be able to get up with you and let you at least know that they'll be at your house working.
Cada una flexibilidad por comisión de alcantarilla se instalarán sobre los requests de cambiar en cada casa material de las actividades sanitarias funcionales de cada casa experimental una pérdida de servicio de la posesión del servicio de agua a pérdida de una hora o dos desde el agua o la televisión. Si usted tiene alguna pregunta o se quiere terminar a qué hora van a hacer la instalación en su casa, con qué hora van a hacer el lobby, pueden hacer el representante de estudio.
Yes, Sam.
I know it's a lot of tree stuff. You kind of know when you go into their houses, because I know it's a lot of trees in the.
So we tried to avoid during the design any trees, anything like that. If in the design, we're going through a tree, we'll probably try to move the lateral and or service elsewhere. Just because it's more work for the contractor to go through a tree than to just move 5 feet to the left and install it.
What happens in an event if you put a sewer line in and the tree actually grows into it and chips the line?
So because it's PVC, there'll be a lot less of an issue with that, like with root intrusion. Clay pipe, a lot of it's older, it gets cracks, the joints start to fail and leak and the roots seek out water. With the PVC pipe, it shouldn't be an issue for a long time. And so this is kind of what the sewer will look like after it's in. You'll have the main will be out in the road, and then everyone will have this first clean out off of the main. And then depending on the geometry of the pipe, like I was saying, you might have additional clean outs after that first clean out. And the clean outs are just for if you get a clog, you can clean out the pipe. All right, so the water services, once again, oh, yeah, Sam.
Question about the clean out.
Yeah.
Is this like somebody clean out or sewer got stocked up? Is this something that the homeowner is gonna be responsible for? Is there something that who's gonna be responsible for?
So the clean out at the edge of the road, because it's gonna be, the easement that goes around the entire development where the sewer main is, there's gonna be a clean out that is closer to the road. At that clean out, that's where the responsibility line ends. So if it's from that clean out into the main, it's on us. From that clean out into the property would be on the property owner or the park.
So we have to call a plumber or someone to actually clean it out. And if it works out, once we clean it nearest to our house, If it doesn't clean out, then it's the responsibility of the city.
Yeah, that's the same throughout the entire city.
Like last summer, pipes up the road, that car, they dug a hole out and because it goes, the end of the sewer is in my yard. So they had to cut pipes and stuff, but they just left it. But anyway, that caused a problem in the sewer line. And I had asked the park to remove some of the trees at the time. But like I said, it's surrounded by trees, but that's gonna be a problem. And it's gonna be my responsibility. The sewer's not working from the road over.
So, yeah, when we get to, when Dwayne starts talking to you about the, actually installing, we'll do everything we can to avoid trees once again, and they don't typically cause problems on new sewer. It's more of a, like Sam was asking, more of an installation problem of actually putting the sewer in sometimes.
But if you, I think the easiest thing to be is if you can kind of trade contact information with Dwayne, he'll come out there and, you know, whoever else needs to go out there, they'll come take a look and see kind of what the best option is at that point in time. And then we can kind of, you know, be agile in the moment, if that makes sense. Yeah.
All right, so water services. Every property will get a new water service. It'll be a 1-inch diameter polyethylene pipe. You'll get there'll be a curb stop. And then there will also be a homeowner pit for winterizing. We know a lot of people are seasonal and a lot of times the connection is under the house to winterize, but we went ahead and just added a pit to winterize for every single lot. And then we'll connect the services into the existing plumbing. What I don't have in the presentation, when we do that connection, all of the new pipe will have heat tape put on it. The contractor is not responsible for somewhere to connect the heat tape. They're going to install the heat tape, and then if you choose to use it, it's there. If you don't have electric currently run for it, you'll have to do that, but the connection will be there. If you've got somewhere to plug it in, you can plug it right in, you'll have that. And then you'll have the same loss of service as with the sewer.
And just to kind of follow suit with Sam's question, where the responsibility line is, same throughout town, right where the clean out is, the curb stop's gonna be very similar to that. So any leak from the curb stop into the property, again, is either on the homeowner or on the park. Anything from the curb stop into the main is on the Board of Public Works.
Se encargarán de los servicios de agua en cada propiedad y los servicios de una teoría de tráfico de una parada una parada cerca y un pozo para consultar servicios esenciales dentro de la casa. Cada casa va a experimentar una pérdida de servicios de alta construcción.
All right, so this is just a picture of kind of what the homeowner pit will look like from the top down. All you'll see at the ground level is basically an irrigation control box. If you're familiar with what that looks like, rectangular plastic lid sticking up. Actually, I think there's a lot of them that valves are currently sitting in out there now. But each property will get one of these, and they basically consist of just a ball valve and a drain. And you'll be able to drain water from there.
Esta imagen representa el sistema de drenaje de agua de.
So the abandonment of the septic systems, the only thing that really gets abandoned is the tank itself. The pipes all get cut and capped, just like the water mains. the lines will be empty when they're cut and capped. It's cost prohibitive on any job to rip up all of the existing sewer or water. That's pretty typical on capital project jobs. The old main is left in the ground. And then the septic tank removal, basically what they do is break the bottom of the tank. Well, they empty it first, sorry. Then they remove the top, break the bottom of the tank. And then they fill the tank with sand, so there's nothing, you don't see anything left above grade. It'll just be dirt and grass where the tanks were. And then you break the bottom out basically so they don't just fill up with water. You fill them with sand, then water drains right through them like it goes through the ground.
Los sistemas quedaron abandonados, todas las tuberías están tapadas, el sistema queda pegado de la actividad en la seguridad, también de la ley. Efectivamente, no es más apoyo del sistema.
All right, so after all that work is done, the roads get rebuilt. And so they're full rebuilds, not mill and overlay. Like a lot of places you see just the top gets milled off and asphalt gets placed back down. But in this case, everywhere there is currently a road, the contractor is going to cut about 12 inches down and then come back with stone and 2 different layers of asphalt. And you'll have brand new roads. All the speed bumps will be replaced with speed humps instead. So you won't lose an entire axle. And then signage will be added for the one-way roads. New traffic markings will get added. And then I think I've got Sharon the picture. I know most of you are probably familiar with what the speed humps look like instead of the speed bumps, but they're not tables, but they're similar to them. Yeah, the tables typically are just bolted down. These will be made of asphalt.
And where they're made, the ones where I used to live were asphalt.
Yeah.
They weren't the bolted down ones. They
Yep.
were the asphalt.
Yep.
Al finalizar todo el trabajo de servicios públicos de cada trabajo y el tope de velocidad será reemplazado por el límite de velocidad. Se agregará orden para la vía de velocidad.
All right, and so this is just a slide with Dwayne's contact information. I encourage you all to, introduce yourselves to him this evening. And then as you see him throughout the community, taking pictures, taking videos, phone and email are there. And then he'll be on site every day of construction to help you guys through everything, take complaints, take questions.
I have a question, we have several abandoned houses. Some of them boarded up, are they gonna connect to those houses too? Borders and doors?
So we'll coordinate with the park owner on the actual connections of those. I presume they're owned by the park.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, so we'll coordinate with the park owner on them, figure out who owns them. If we're not connecting to them, we'll still put the lateral for the sewer and the service just to the lot line for the water, so that in the future they'll be able to be connected to. And every currently vacant lot will get a lateral and a water service.
So even if they can not-
Yep. Yeah.
The roads will be wider.
No, they're gonna be put in the same as they are now. Yes, ma'am. Yep. You wanna read that one?
Okay. Moving up. Al representante del presidente del gobierno del municipio de Queen, presidente del municipio de Tapón de Construcción. Todas las preguntas de servicio deben dirigirse al lugar de la no tenemos comunicación directa con los residentes. The way estará disponible para coordinar cualquier trabajo en otros que coordinar, por ejemplo, inversión de servicio de agua o limpieza de la.
All right, I'm gonna open it up to any other questions.
And we have a set of plans over here. So,
Yes.
so any questions related to your individual lots or how you want to see preliminary, how the connections are going to be made, they're over there. We're more than happy to sit down and go through them with you.
Yep. All right. Last call for oh, there we go.
Here. Okay, where my lot is at Cooper Circle.
Mhm.
You're gonna be connecting from Cooper Circle, right? Because my real front is out.
Yes.
But, okay, on that side, next to my neighbor's driveway, I have a fence. And I have a big tree stump. And then back steps. So, okay, what do we do about all that? And you guys are gonna be handling removing, if you need to remove?
If we need to, yes. If we need to remove something, we'll handle that.
Go up the neighbor's driveway, if that's clear, then.
Yeah, if you want, you can stay after and then we can go look at the plans. To show you what we have now, and that's all subject to change, how all those services and laterals are run. We did the best we could. I know you guys saw them out there a lot, probably 7-8 months ago. Looking around, they've removed side skirts on some of the homes. And we did our best to find where exactly each connection needs to be made. Yep. Yeah.
On my lot, there used to be another septic tank, it had collapsed, and they did something to it, but I don't know exactly what. Anyway, I have pipes coming from my house that go into them, and the further one into them. So will they look into that? The different pipes under them?
Yeah, so there's a decent chance that they might use those pipes, connect right to them if they're kind of coming right out of your house. Or are you saying they're the main line for all the houses? And
The pipe, I have pipes coming from the septic tank. And I don't know if it's still, I'm sure it's not going there anymore.
yeah,
But my yard, the other side of the yard, septic tank. I was just wondering, do they put new pipes in, and they just still use the old pipe?
no, all those pipes will be abandoned. You'll get a new pipe directly to the new gravity main that goes out to Donovan's Road.
But if you would stick around and show us where those tanks are that you're talking about, we tried to pick up every one that we were aware of, and we actually met with the operators to know where they were, but there may be one or two that we didn't pick up, so every little bit of information is helpful.
And kind of just to add, I mean, so we're going to be doing the progress meetings monthly. Once we get that first progress meeting on the agenda, what we'll do is we'll try and send another email and letter so that you guys can attend that both. And I think what we'll do is we typically don't do them virtually just because it's usually the contractor, the board going over the progress that's been made, like on the Savannah Road Sewer Extension Project. What we'll try and do is we'll try and set it up Zoom. So that way, even if you can attend, it's recorded. You can also attend virtually if you're not in town, or if you're tied up, and then you can also attend in person. And what we'll do is, like I said, when we get that scheduled, we'll send invites out and we'll kind of explain that, from now on or from this day forward, we're going to do it on the 4th Wednesday or the 3rd Tuesday or whatever it may be.
Se va a realizar reuniones cada mes sobre el progreso del proyecto y todavía no hay una fecha establecida, pero se va a avanzar por llamada de la próxima sesión.
All right, any other questions? All right, if you have any questions about the plan, stick around and we'll try to answer them the best. Oh, yep.
We are more than happy to put them online. I don't see any issues with that.
Yep.
We'll try and Sharon's the social media guru. So what we'll try and do, yeah, well, maybe we'll try and create some sort of page on the website that's Donovan Smith related or specific to put like minutes for meetings and recordings for meetings.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll try to get that out and Thank you everyone for coming out. We hope to make it a good project, and I can't reinforce it enough that this is your guy right here. He is going to try to help you out as much as he can. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yeah, very welcome.